This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online platform that helps you find a therapist that will match your needs. BetterHelp offers live video chats, open discussion, conversations with real therapists in real time if that's what you need. I personally love it and have used it now for almost 2 years. I would really recommend, if you need someone to talk to that is not in your family or your friend circle, that you reach out to betterhelp.com and you will receive 10% off if you use my code BGP. So again, that's betterhelp.com/BGP to find the right online counselor for you. Hi, welcome to Big Girl Pants Podcast, where we talk about health, wellness, careers, parenting, relationships, and everything in between. I am your host, April Melton. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome back to Big Girl Pants Podcast. I'm so excited. This is like the newest the newest format and the most innovative format I think I've ever done. We are at Summer Moon Coffee Shop in Frisco, Texas on Main Street, and I have very special guests with me. I have the owners of H2K Fitness right across the street here from Summer Moon. So if you live in Frisco or near Frisco, you definitely have to come and check it out. I will link their website in the links below, so please make sure you check them out. I'm going to let them introduce themselves individually. So ladies, hi, welcome.
Thank you.
I will hand this mic over to you, and then I want you to tell me a little bit more about you, who you are, and how and why you wanted to start or be a part of H2K Fitness. Okay.
There you go. My name's Mary, and between myself and my husband and Sam and her husband, we opened H2K Fitness about 1.5 years ago in December. It was not something that I had ever thought I would do. It was like a dream I didn't know I had. That's kind of how I would phrase it. Sam and I and our husbands had all worked out together previously, and we had this opportunity back in September to open this gym. And so we found this perfect space. Sam had a great vision to incorporate the 3 different kinds of modalities we have into H2K Fitness, and it just became something more than a passion. We absolutely love it. It is something that we love coming to every day. It is like, it literally is our home away from home.
I love it so much. So I'm curious to know first, like, how you guys decide that you're gonna be able to work together. And I'll let you answer this question, right? Like, how do you as a business owner, as someone who's going to go into a working relationship that is so close, maybe you can tell us a little bit about that, and then also introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Sam. So my husband is Derek, and we actually met at Mary and Kevin's house. We ran through our vision, what we thought, what we could all bring to the table, and then honestly, it was like maybe an hour. We were like, okay,
let's do it.
It's gonna work. Like,
so how long had you guys known each other before you decided to move into this business venture together?
About 2 years. We had known each other about 2 years. So we knew each other's work ethic. We knew, we got along in the gym setting. And so we just, once we met at our house and decided, okay, we want to do this. I mean, our personalities all mesh really well together. We all bring something else, something different to the table.
So you worked out together for 2 years, and you know that if you're like sweating with people all the time and you can tell like what they're like under pressure, that they're going to be like good people. You can tell by the vibes. So tell me a little bit about your background and why you're so passionate about fitness.
So I am originally from Louisiana. I was a college athlete.
I don't hear an accent at all.
Thank you.
Which part are you from?
I'm from Alexandria, Louisiana.
Okay, Alexandria.
Yeah, I went to Louisiana Tech, so it's a little bit north, where my husband's actually from. We both went to Louisiana Tech University. I danced in college. I did acro dance. Fitness was always a huge part of my life, and I grew up, I think, in the what I call the social media toxic world. And as I got older and matured, I realized how important fitness was and how important it was to teach, dancers, because that's what I was at the time. I was a dancer, and I had girls that looked up to me, and I wanted to show them a different realm of fitness. So then I met Derek after I graduated. I moved to Dallas. I started getting into the fitness industry because I realized that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to teach and be an instructor that gave people a well-roundedness of knowledge about fitness. It's not just a quick, easy fix. It's not just about how you look. It's more of a mental thing as well.
Or like the way to lose weight really fast.
Yeah. Right. There's no quick fixes, skinny fit teas type thing.
Right. Oh, no, detox tea?
They don't work.
Oh, okay.
That's not a thing. So once we got here, we moved to Frisco, and I worked at multiple gyms. I helped open a few gyms. Realized that one day, my husband and I, we wanted to do a gym. We wanted to open it together. And then as I went through and opened a few, I realized I didn't want to do it alone. And when this opportunity fell in our lap and we met Kevin and Mary, we were like, this would be great because, we're not going to do this alone. We're going to have a team behind us.
Yeah, which is such a win, right? So maybe you can tell us a little bit about, like, everyone's specific skills and what everyone brings to the table. Okay. Because I know you've mentioned that, like, a couple times, so I want to hear more about that.
Okay, so Sam is the fitness expert. She knows the science behind all of the things that we do, the why. I mean, this is her expertise. She is amazing at it. Yeah, absolutely, you are. People come to our gym because of your workouts. Sam is the one that programs all of the classes in the lift room. If you come to one of her classes, if you come to a strength training class, it is programmed by Sam. I do members. I am in charge of talking to the members, getting people in the door, that kind of thing. That's kind of where I excel at more. My husband is our marketing tech person. I mean, anything behind the scenes, that's going to be him and Derek, really. I mean, Derek, when we got the space that we were in, we remodeled. Derek was an integral part of getting all of that done. I mean, we couldn't have done it without him. He takes care. He is the one that is in contact with our landlord, if something needs to be done. He gets contractors. So that's what I mean when we all have a different skill set, and it's not like I could not do any marketing or tech stuff. Whenever something goes wrong with our internet, it's I call my husband.
IT support.
Yeah. Like what do I do? Where's the button?
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's just how we all work, and we all know that we are really good at what we do, so we don't, interfere with what someone else is doing because we just trust each other to get it done.
Yeah.
So I'm so curious. So obviously your background is opening gyms, fitness, like that is like your training and everything that you've done leading up to this, right? But what about your husband? Does he still work full-time or is he all in on the gym?
He works full-time, so he actually works at a company called Texas Air Systems.
Okay.
He's an engineer.
Okay.
So he, has a part of his brain that I don't have.
Yes.
I do the fitness world.
Which is nice, right? Like you find that your couple situations are going to be like complementary, right? Like, I do this part, you do this part, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like we balance each other out. And similar to what you were saying too about like how everyone plays a role and everyone has a piece. Like, how do you, and this question is for both of you guys. So like, how do you decide like, okay, 1 hour in, we're going to open a gym together? Did you have capital? Did you not have capital? Were you like, let's just figure it out? We're going to leverage all of our savings. Like, we're going to go all in on this. Potentially it could fail. Like, what was the thought process behind that? Because I think that's a part of the reason why people are so afraid to do things is because they have no idea. And granted, you had the background, right? So, like, you knew what kind of money it takes, what the spend would be, like, what your overhead is going to cost, instructors, all of that. But, like, never your own. Right? Mm-hmm. So tell me some more about that.
It definitely wasn't just 1 hour in. I mean,
it felt like 1 hour. It went by so fast, though.
We talked a lot. I mean, it did feel very fast, but there was a lot of thought and put into it as far as, like, if we're going to do this, we are all in.
Yep.
We also never ever entertain the idea that we were going to fail. We knew that we were going to offer an amazing service. And we're truly unique in that we're the only gym of our kind that offers what we do. There's no other boutique type fitness gym that offers strength training, Pilates reformer, and infrared heat classes. So we're very unique, and we knew that it's something, they all complement each other, which Sam will talk about soon, but that was one of the things that we knew we had this amazing thing to offer. And as far as getting started, I mean, yes, we knew that we were going to both have to put, our families were going to help start it up. But again, that's my husband's vision, whereas like, okay, at this month we should see these numbers. And then at this month we should see these numbers. And at this point we'll break even. And we've hit all of those goals.
Yeah. Exciting.
That's extremely exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so, and I didn't even ask you, what does your husband do? Does he work, or is he all in on the gym?
He definitely works. He is not. I mean, both of our husbands are very involved in the gym, but they have their own jobs. He works for a company that basically does fundraising for nonprofits, helps nonprofits fundraise. That's what he does.
That's so cool. We definitely need to talk after this too.
Okay.
Because I have a client that might need your husband.
Okay.
Great.
So the reason why I ask is because, so many times, essentially to what I said before too, is like the relationships that you have with the people that you work with. I mean, we're talking work, marriage, spouse, relationships. You guys are essentially in like a professional marriage, right? Because you're working together every day. You know your strengths, you know your strengths, you know her strengths, and vice versa. Like, that can be a lot. And like, if you have a very small baby, like younger than a 1-year-old. So it's like some nights you're not going to get enough sleep, and then you got to make programming. And then, right. And then you're just, literally. And then you're just like, you're over here, you have 2 kids, you're married, you have a baby. Like, sometimes we show up to work and we're like on our period, or we're bitchy and we got to figure it out, but we still got to work. Like, learning and growing with people like that professionally and seeing that dynamic, especially like the background that you have, I'm sure you've seen it all. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Gyms, I think, this is an assumption, but I could be right. Gyms are similar to like service industry. Like, you see some crazy stuff in the service industry, same as gyms. You're like, I'm sorry, what just happened? Who did what? What happened? Who closed last night? Like, this morning, she saw that there was a reformer that was in the studio that was backwards, and she was like, absolutely not. We have to turn that around. We are not doing this. But I want to know a little bit more about like that dynamic, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about like working relationships and what you've done to maybe optimize those.
I've worked in so many different style gyms that I kind of accumulated how you needed to talk, like how you needed to be a leader, how you needed to be a boss. And I think Mary and I function the same way. We're very much open communication. Like, if there's a problem, we handle it. We know where each one's going to be because we have a calendar that's like, I'm here at this time, you're here at this time. And it's just how we flow.
Yeah.
It's just how it works for us.
How's it been working with your husband?
Honestly, it's comical sometimes.
Yeah. I laugh a lot.
It is comical. We have fun together, but then Mary and I always joke, we have the same way of doing things.
Yes.
Our husbands are not on the same wavelength as we do it.
But that's what makes your relationship so good, right? Right. So what about you? What's it like working with your husband?
The same. I mean, there are definitely times. Sam and I have such the same type of personality when it comes to running the gym, and we could not do it without our husbands, but they just are a lot more laid back and like, it'll get done, will it? By whom? Okay. And great. I mean, really, they are amazing.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Right. But Sam and I are there
It is comical, though.
all day, so we see what needs to be done and we get it done.
Yeah. I mean, that's women in general, right? Like, let's be real.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about the gym and what you guys offer, and tell me a little bit about your members. So I'm assuming, right, that like you have members of all ages, all types, all sizes. You accommodate all types of people, right? You're in Frisco, which is like one of the, I would say maybe like the top 3, top 5 fastest growing cities in the United States. So like, how's business? Like, how's that going?
So our studio, we offer the 3 formats that Mary mentioned: the infrared heated classes, infrared heated classes, Pilates reformer, and the strength training. So our community is all ages, from your advanced to 6-year-old client. But we have a studio that has fitness formats that grow with you. Like Pilates is an exercise that ages with you. Whenever you are 80 or 90 years old, you can still do Pilates, and that's the point of it. We want to be able to hit all age groups because we have so many things that we offer. You can do strength days, and you can add on the Pilates reformers on your other days to balance it out. You can be a reformer girly and then dabble in the strength training side. But then there's also that benefit of the infrared that is for pain relief, detoxification, just all around inflammation, detoxification, that helps whether you're sprinkling that in with reformer, all 3, or just strength. They really just all connect.
And one of my favorite things with members, whether you've been there for a long time or you're brand new, I love seeing someone come in the door and then just build confidence as they come. We have people that have done Pilates, and we try to get them, we try to get people out of their comfort zone and push, like, why don't you try a strength training class? And after seeing them try it, and they just are like, oh, I can do this. That is so fun to see. And then just seeing them get that confidence, and then, okay, I've done strength training, maybe I can try a hot class. I've heard it's so hard, but let me just start with 30 minutes. Okay, great. Start with 30 minutes, see how it goes. And then the same with the strength training. There's people that love strength training. If they haven't done Pilates, they've heard of it, but they're either, they have a hesitation for some reason or another. And then they get in there, and it does take a couple times. Have you done,
Oh, yeah.
The reformer, it does take a little bit to get used to, but again, after you've done it once or twice, I can't tell you how many people have said, oh my gosh, I can tell I'm getting stronger. And that's just the best feeling, to hear someone say that they're getting stronger, or saying, oh, I can do this.
Yeah. Which is huge, right? Like, I would say too, like, for, a lot of my listeners are women, some are men, but I would say mostly women, right? So, and Pilates is huge right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's in its moment. But Pilates is the it girl right now. Like, all the all the influencers, we wake up in the morning, we go to Pilates, or we go to, what is the solid core, right? Or we go to Legree, or we go here, or whatever. Pilates is like the base. But I always encourage women to strength train, because what you don't understand too about strength training is that, like, your bone density, your muscle health, like, those are the things that are going to prevent, like, injury, longevity, like living long, burn more calories. Like, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. Like, and the way you get them is from lifting weights.
Lifting weights does not make you bulky.
No, and like, it's. I feel like I could talk about this for like 17 hours, but like, but it's just like, I think that as women, because I'm sure that a lot of your clients are women, right? Especially for the type of studio that you are. There are men that come. Kylan Murphy is one of them. Shout out to Kylan Murphy. He's someone that I think is a little more open to the type of classes that you guys, and he's unabashed, right, by any class that he'll go to. He'll go to all the classes. He's like, whatever, I'm here for whatever. Which, like, I think both men and women should train in multiple different capacities, right? Like, men should do Pilates too, because of the core strength, because of the strength that the supporting muscle groups that you're utilizing when you're in Pilates versus just the strength training. Like, you can only hit so many muscle groups when you're doing a squat, a back squat, or a bench press. Like, but it's all of the ligaments and all of the other things that you're supporting when you are doing Pilates or a different type of training. And you're like, it's the same reason why football players would do ballet, so that they can have, like, so they can be limber, they can be flexible. Same for yoga, right? Like hot yoga, whatever. But I love that you guys offer the classes that you offer. I wish that I didn't live in Fort Worth, But like, I love that you offer that because you have so many options. Because I'm sure you have your clients that come in for those classes every time, every week, and they're like, we don't want to branch out. We only want to do Pilates.
But
we
we push
only want to
them.
do this. Of course, and you should, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like the fact that you have such a well-rounded program and such a well-rounded like service offerings, like that could be. I'm just like sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, this could be my one-stop shop. Why do I have to live so far away? Like, because I do the same.
Yeah.
I strength train, 4 to 5 times a week. I do hot yoga or Pilates, and then some days I'll do like a HIIT class or whatever, just to like change it up and to move my body. And again, I'm almost 40, so like the reason why I work out is a lot different than the reason why I worked out in my 20s. Like the reason why I work out now is so I can like pick up my children and be a good mom and be happy and be nice to everybody around me. And like the physical or the like appearance effects of that is like a byproduct. Like that just comes with it. That and like not eating like Reese's eggs like every night.
Hey, there's like 4 grams of protein in that.
Bro, did you know Costco pizza has 70 grams of protein? The cheese pizza.
That's good to know.
70 grams. So next time you go there, don't feel bad. Don't ask me about the
Always
fat content. I'm not going to tell you. It's very energy dense. We'll say that.
Energy dense.
Yeah, so one of the things, when our new members come in, we do like to push them to the other formats that we have. When we have someone that has come in and taken Pilates Reformer, we definitely tell them about our strength training classes and just like, hey, I'll go to this one with you. Do you want to take this one? Because sometimes, just
Need a little
having
push.
somebody, they need a little push, or they need, somebody that they know.
My husband, Derek, is the top-notch Pilates girly. You'll walk in and he will tell you how important Pilates is because he actually had a spinal injury done and I forced him into Pilates because I was Pilates instructor. And he's like, oh my gosh, Pilates changed my life. Like, Pilates has changed my lifting. So now anytime a male comes into the studio, he's like, let me tell you about Pilates. Because if you're in that room, you need to be in this room twice a week. And here's why, and here's my schedule, and this is why I do it. He's like, I feel incredible. He will actually get grumpy. And he's like, I haven't done Pilates yet this week. I need my Pilates. I'm going on Sunday. And I'm like, okay, you do you, boo.
One of my favorite things is when guys do come in and try Pilates. We have heard this more than once. They'll come out and say that was humbling because they're so used to lifting and they try
Repping it out.
Pilates and it's so core focus, core strength. They just are amazed.
I'm telling you, like all of those supporting muscle groups that you do not utilize. Because my background is I played football, so I started in the weight room with a bunch of like 14-year-old dudes, boys at that point. When I was young.
Yeah.
So like, okay, what did we do? We did back squat, we did bench press, we did incline, we did, whatever.
Weights.
There was like 4 stations. That's all we did, like all the time. And they're like, heavier. I'm like, I'm a girl. But like doing a Pilates class, LOL. Like
It's all the muscles you don't use.
all of them and everything in your core, everything in your upper body. Like I can even just think about it, just like my lats just right now, and like core strength and all the things that it teaches you. And like you said, he had a back injury, a spine injury, so like supporting your spine and supporting all of those muscles, that is so important. And they don't teach you.
No.
They do not teach you proper form. They don't teach you how to protect yourself. They don't teach you how to prevent an injury. So like, what? I'm sure I have like definitely permanent, if not a TBI, let's be real, right? She's very impulsive. But like, all of the things that you guys offer are all of the like smaller but pivotal muscle groups and all the things that you need to have longevity, like you said. Like, dude, working out is not something that I'm ever going to stop. And I think that's what people don't understand is like fitness, which is what I said to you guys before too. Like, I want to hear a little bit about your background in fitness, like why you love working out. Like, sure, it could be your job, but like why you love working out, why it's so important to you, because it should absolutely be an integral part of your life, not just like we said, like not just a reason to lose weight, not just a reason to burn calories, not just a reason to look good. Like, what are some of the things that really like drive you as like just a human?
So we offer the diverse blend of training styles, not just for your physical, but for your mental. And that's the really big thing behind H2K. It's called Harder to Kill. And that was a phrase that we actually heard from a hunter on a hiking trip, and we can get into that in a little bit. But my mindset was everything in life kind of, wants to get you. Kind of wants to kill you. You kind of have to push through. You have your valleys, you have your highs, you have your peaks. And my big thing was if you're in a for your postnatal journey, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're an office worker, if you're corporate America, a doctor, a hunter, you have to create your body to become harder to kill in this world. Whether that is like a mental strength that you're fighting, because let's face it, we all have demons, we all have insecurities, or is it a physical strength? Are you 120 pounds and you want to gain 5 pounds of muscle? Or are you fighting that insecurity by looking into the mirror? It's not just physical strength, it's also mental. And that was the big thing behind creating H2K, is we want people to understand that healthy lifestyle is well-rounded. It's working out for fun. It's working out to feel good. It's being able to, hit that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour and not go home and
need a nap.
Like go home and like be there for your kids and like do the activities and have the energy for it, and not just crash when you get home from your 9 to 5.
My reason why I like to work out, and my personality, if I don't work out, I am not going to be a nice person.
That's not a pretty sight.
I mean,
for me.
I don't know that, sometimes I'm not a nice person anyway, but if I work out, I'm going to be nicer than I was. So I have to work out hard for myself. But I know that if I get that hour in, I am just going to feel better. I'm going to be a better mom.
Yep.
And that's my why. I just, I do it to feel good. I do it to be a better wife, a better mom, a nicer person when I'm home. It's just...
You show up for yourself,
Exactly.
so you can show up for everybody else.
Literally.
How long have you been working out, would you say?
Oh gosh, I mean, in high school, I played volleyball, but it was, like you said, it was the high school workout. So in college is when I kind of started figuring out the gym on my own. I would go, read what it said on the little machines, do it, because you're in college.
But that's a lot more than what like a lot of people will do, right? Like it's so intimidating to go to a new place. It's so intimidating to walk into a gym. I think for me, and similar, right? Like when you're forced into it and you don't have a choice, you just do it, and you're just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like my coaches, my teachers, whatever, they're telling me this is what you have to do. Okay, cool. Everybody else group think, right? Like everybody else figuring it out, I'll figure it out too. Like whatever. But think about like being an adult and walking into a gym for the first time, and like how intimidating that is, and how many people just resort straight to like the cardio machines because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I think that's another beautiful thing about you guys, is that like what you're offering is so different than like your standard gym. There's not one piece of cardio equipment in their gym. I don't know if you guys noticed that. There's no treadmills. Just saying.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I got into it. It's just always something that I knew when I was at the gym or I got a workout in, I just felt better. Just all around, not in any one way. My day was going to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What about you? Trying to stay sane over there? She's a 9-month-old, so I'm sure.
So I do have a 9-month-old, and working out is like second nature. When most people are like, oh, I don't have time, or I'm like, that's the first thing I plan. I'm like,
Literally.
What time am I going to work
train
out
today?
Monday
Period.
through
Right.
Sunday?
Yes.
And then everything else is scheduled around that. Like that is the first thing I schedule is what class. My husband and I alternate 6 a.m.s.
Okay.
Because obviously one person has to be home with our baby.
Of course, what? Parenting,
and take care,
weird.
yeah. So when he's not at 6 a.m., I get to go to 6 a.m.
Okay.
Vice versa. But
Yeah, I'm similar. So like every single day I'm only planning like how I'm going to get my workout in, when I'm going to get it in, because it's like after that I'm like a huge Joe Rogan fan, but he always talks about like putting yourself through really hard things. So like similar to the name, right? Harder to kill, like making yourself harder to kill. Society now, the world that we live in now, it's a lot easier to get anything and everything. Like you could have something delivered to your house in, an hour. Pretty much anything you want in like an hour. So like really the only anxiety that we feel is like, oh my God, I got a really nasty email. Like I have to respond to that. But in reality, your body's like, am I being chased by a lion? Because this anxiety was coming from actual nature. And it's like, if I plan to put myself through something challenging, something hard, right? Like a workout, whether that's Pilates or hot yoga, or if I'm taking it easy, or if I'm just doing cardio that day, like I already have a plan, I already have a strategy. And a lot of people ask me like, well, how do you do? I'm a single mom, I have 2 kids, and I have a podcast, and I work full time. So they're like, how do you do all of that? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Do it.
But I just do it. But without fitness, I wouldn't be able to do that because I wouldn't have energy. I wouldn't have stamina. Like, I wouldn't be nice to anyone.
Mental health.
I wouldn't be nice to my children. Like, and obviously that's my most important job. I have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old. Like, the disparity between the two. On one hand, I'm like doing TikToks with my 10-year-old, and then the toddler, like we're learning letters and words and boundaries and all this other thing. Like, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. And I work in sales, similar like you were saying about like members and like really being an impactful business owner and like making people feel special every day. That takes a certain amount and level of like commitment and like curiosity. You have to genuinely be curious about people and want to know about them to be good at that. But like I can't show up as a curious person unless I've like worked out, it's like my brain doesn't work.
Turn it on.
Exactly. It's funny because this morning, ideally, I really wanted to wake up at 4 and do cardio before this, but I was like, that's probably definitely not going to happen. But either way, like, I will get a workout in today. I will make it happen, like, whatever. But every single day, like, I'm always planning it.
Yep. You have to set that discipline, and that's what I try to tell people is there's days where the discipline has to kick in for you to keep functioning every day. So I wake up every day at 3:50 in the morning. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed. 4 a.m. I'm working out when I have to work out at home, or I'm at the studio and get my 6 a.m. workout. On Sundays, I let myself sleep to 6 a.m. Like, that is me sleeping in, and people are like, what? And I'm like, this is what you have to do. And there's days where my discipline has to kick in, so everything else in the day just falls in line.
Yeah. And even when, we're at home or we're unable to, come to the gym, we're still moving our body in some way. Just getting outside and taking a walk will do wonders for your mood and just flipping your day around.
Yeah, I agree. And even if I'm just like with my kids and it's like an evening where, we're all at home, we don't have any plans, we don't have any activities to go to, whatever, like my daughter, she's in jiu-jitsu right now, and my son, obviously he's 2, so he doesn't have an activity just yet. We'll get there, whatever. But like, if on those nights, we just take a walk around the neighborhood. And it's so funny because I think I either listened or I read it, where if you go outside in the PM, your melatonin levels will kick in so that you can go to sleep because you'll get that night sun and the nighttime sun, and your hormones start to understand, oh, the sun's going down. Oh, it's time to go to sleep. Like, all of those things matter. Like, in reality, like, we were not made to live in structures and be around artificial light, Which is another good thing about the gym is, like, you guys have an outdoor portion, so, like, you can see the sun, you can do all the things. I do want to hear, and I want for the listeners, because a lot of my listeners are local to DFW, I want you guys to talk about the classes that you offer, the studio that you have, and maybe some of maybe you can talk to this too, like some of the members that like maybe they're new, they've started, obviously don't say their name unless you want to, newer people or people that have come and tried your gym and where they have excelled in different areas, right? So tell me a little bit about that, and you can talk about the programming and what you guys are offering, and then you can talk about some of the members and the ranges.
Okay. So when you come to our gym for the first time, if you've never been there before, you can take 3 free classes. So you have the option to get 3 classes in within a week. And we really like to see people try one of each, just so they get the feel of it, see what's offered. We have the infrared hot classes. Within the infrared heat room, we have a Tabata, which includes cardio and strength. We have a tone, which is mat Pilates plus strength training, no cardio, lighter weights. And then we have a lift and flow, which includes blocks of yoga, blocks of strength. In the strength training room, that's going to be on any specific day. It's either lower body focused, upper body focused, or full body focused. And then, of course, the Pilates Reformer, which is a 50-minute full body workout. Do you want to talk about, how they incorporate one into the other?
Yeah. So the reason why we wanted all three, the infrared, the Pilates, and the strength, is because they all connect to each other. We all hear like, oh, my body plateaued, like I've hit a flat line. Well, if you come to HGK, like, you're not going to hit a flat line, because the way we rotate the schedule, the way the classes are in rotation, how you're basically forced to take a different style of class, whether it's a different body part and strength, the infrared or the reformer, your body's never going to plateau. So you're never going to hit that. Maybe one week you're doing, lift and flow, which is our yoga and strength training. You're doing a Pilates, you're doing an arm day and a leg day, and then you take a rest day. Well, the next day you flip it up, you do all strength, and then the next week you do 2 strengths and a reformer. Your body's constantly in that changing state. You're constantly shocking it, so you will always be burning fat, gaining muscle, and never hitting your plateau with that.
And then I'm trying to think of, I'm thinking of one specific client that started with us, and she was just reformer. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of our classes, I know Sam and I specifically just kind of mention the other things that we have. So like, hey, if you've only done reform this week, why don't you try, a lift tomorrow? And if you have any questions, let us know. Like, we'll get you situated with, the right instructor for you, things like that. So I always try to say that. And then specifically, if I see someone like, hey, have you tried a lift class? I know you've only done reformer, but our lift classes are so great. And so she tried a lift class on an upper body day, and it was just like, oh, okay, I did this. Like, I can do this. Yes, you can. Mm-hmm. Like, now you've done this and you've done reform. Do you want to try a hot class? No way am I doing a hot class. I do not know if I can do a hot class. I'm like, I know you can. And if you want to start, start by the door, because the door is a little bit cooler in that part of the room, but also it's easy to walk out. And she was just like, oh, I can do that? Absolutely, you can walk out. People walk out all the time, take a drink, go back in, start with 30 minutes. Okay, so see how it goes for 30 minutes, and then you can leave. And now she does all the classes, Mm-hmm. And so that's what I love to see. Yeah. It's just somebody that comes and has that mindset of like, I know what I like, but then they try something different, and then now they're hooked on all the things.
That's one thing that I really love about our gym, because it's not like a box gym, and it's not like your corporate just gonna roll through classes gym. Mm-hmm. The instructors know you, we know you, like, we love you. We're actually a family, we're a community. We want to know about your kids, we want to know about your family, we want to know about your bad day, your great day, and then we get to see you succeed. So we really will handhold you through it and get you to take all the different classes and get you to get your goals. And it's really exciting to see people finally get out of their box.
It's so important too. That's what I was going to say, is like, that's the difference in like working out at a boutique fitness location, right? Is the level of personability. Is that a word? Yeah. Like, because familiarity, right? Like, if I'm choosing to work out at a gym like yours, right, you're going to see me day in and day out. You're going to know who I am. You're going to know my kids. You're going to know my situation. You're going to know where I work. You're going to know what I do. Like, it becomes more like a community versus like a very transaction, right? Yeah. Like, if at a box gym, it's funny you said box gym. I was like, that's, ding, light bulb. That's the reference that I was looking for earlier. But it's like, when you go there, you're just a number. And maybe not to every single one, right? Like, maybe not. Maybe there are people that work at that box gym that actually do care and they are curious, but not to the level of like where you guys are at. And I think that's also important for new people who are trying to branch into or try out a class like this. And I also think that it's great that you guys offer 3 classes, because you offer so many different types of classes, right? So like, by giving them a 3-class pass, they're able to try everything. Yep. So they can find what they like and then also branch into different classes or whatever. Yeah, and I've never been the person who's afraid of trying a new class, but like everybody gets nervous, man. Like, and imagine you've never worked out before, and then you're showing up at a gym, and you're like, oh my god, I'm about to do a hot yoga class. Like, this sounds terrible. Am I gonna look crazy? Like, are people gonna look at me? Like, whatever, you know? Because a lot of people. Different people have different levels of anxiety and different like sources of anxiety. For me, I don't give a shit. I'm like, whatever. What's up? Look at me. I look crazy. But some people really care about what they look like in the class. Some people really care about nailing all the moves correctly, like trying to do it right, trying to function correctly. But and I want to circle back to something that you said earlier about discipline, like showing up and being consistent with your discipline and motivation. Like, is such. Once you get into that part, right? Let's say I've been a member with you guys for a year. I'm going to show up consistently. I'm going to use my discipline as opposed to motivation to show up for my classes. Like, seeing the other members in your gym that are consistently showing up, and the fact that you guys live this lifestyle. Like, it's so important to me that when I'm talking to people who are really invested truly into what they're doing, and they're mission-based versus like money-based, right? Because obviously this is a business. You can't survive without making money, right? But you can really tell the difference when people care about what they're doing versus if they're just in it for the profit. I mean, nobody gets into boutique fitness for the profit. Just saying. You're not going to be a millionaire, not yet, right? Unless you franchise and you open 47 other ones in every other state. But like, it's so impactful, and like knowing little small things and being curious about your members, and then having the programming that you're having, and as someone like you that is so technically inclined, for the background and all of the detail that goes into planning those classes. Meanwhile, this one's over here like, so what coffee did you order? I got it for you, you know? Or remembering like, how did your kid do on their spelling test? Like, all of those things matter. It really does. And I think that's why you guys have also had success, because like truly your mission is like, your focus is mission based. Like, you guys really care about the people who come to your gym, and I think that you can tell when people come in, right? Like, ever since I started talking to you guys, I worked out at your gym twice, maybe 3 times now. I've never met you, but I can tell that the instructors that are there care. Everyone there was so welcoming, so kind to me, like so nice. So, and you know, attitude reflects leadership. You guys are the leaders of your gym. You're the owners of your gym. So like the people and the members, you're gonna like attracts like. So you're gonna attract people that are very much like you. So all the vibes are good. And like, there's a reason why you guys have been successful, and that's because of like the foundation that you've laid, which is super cool. And that's another reason why I wanted to have you guys on, because there isn't a lot. As someone who's worked out forever, I used to go to Sunstone here in Frisco, the yoga studio. And then like, I've been to all kinds of gyms all over the Metroplex, right? Like bodybuilding gyms, you know, yoga studios, Pilates classes, like whatever. Solid Core. What's the other one? Collective Movement. I've been to the Legree studios, like just everywhere. And there was the energy was very different at H2K. I never felt like, oh, this is a new person, like she doesn't know what she's doing. I never felt like that. Everybody felt super helpful, super instructful, like they wanted to make sure that I was successful when I was there. So that was really cool. So what you guys have done, like it outweighs you, right? Like, because you don't even have to be there for that to be the energy of your gym, which is so important, like especially for new people.
Well, thank you. That's definitely all Sam. You know, she is the one that gets our instructors, and we really do try to create a family atmosphere. Not only do we love seeing you at the gym, we try to do things outside of the gym, whether it's like for Thanksgiving we met whoever wanted to do the turkey trot, you know, and we did that together, things like that. But when you were saying just about being the new person in the gym, one of the things I really try to tell people when they are coming into a class for the first time is nobody's looking at you. Like, you're there for you. Yep. So don't worry about...
Everyone is too busy looking at themselves. I promise you.
Yeah, but mostly just because they want to do it right. So don't worry about if the person next to you is going faster, slower, lifting heavier, lifting lighter. Everybody's there for a different reason. Somebody might be super sore, so they're going, body weight that day. Somebody, it might be their first workout of the week, so they want to go all in, go heavier. But it doesn't matter because you're all there for the same reason, for the benefit of, a health benefit. But just focus on you when you're in that class.
And just try, right?
Yeah.
Like, just try. Just give it like the good old like college try. Like, don't worry about anybody else. It's funny because a lot of like influencers, like fitness influencers, say like, no one's looking at you at the gym. I promise you, no one is. They're not giving you maybe they're looking at you because they like your leggings. Maybe they like your outfit. Maybe they like your hair. Maybe they like your eyebrows. Like, assume positive intent. That's something my boyfriend says all the time. Assume positive intent when people are looking at you. And if you have an adverse event where someone is, which will not happen at your gym, but like at other gyms, if something does happen and someone is unkind to you, like, just don't take it personally. That's about that person, not about you, and just stay focused and stay in your lane.
They're releasing something in that moment.
Let it go.
And that's kind of gym atmosphere. You're there to release.
Whatever, dude. Just do whatever you gotta do. For everyone who's listening, for anyone who's local, tell us a little bit about like where you guys are at. Like me telling you, right? You know where we are. You know where it's at. But tell us a little bit more about like the vibe of your gym and like your location.
So we're located on Main Street, Frisco.
Which is like old school Main Street, Frisco. Like this was a very well established area.
Our building is very old. What was the building?
I think our building is just over 100 years old at this point.
Old building, obviously modeled inside new. We still have the little cricks and stuff, but our vibe at our studio, it is family, it's community, it's fun. Like fitness should be fun. I want to give a big shout out to our instructors because they create the energy. Like, yes, Mary and I are always there. We've set the foundation for our studio, but the instructors are the ones who lead you through the class.
They're the core. They're the foundation.
They bring you the energy. They want to see you succeed too, and all of our instructors are our friends. I met one of my best friends in the fitness studio, and now she is actually my child's godmother.
Oh,
and
I love it.
She's her godmother, and so it is that family feel, and they play such a vital role of where we are right now.
Yeah, and they really
they got
care,
us there.
right? Like about your members. Like when you see someone struggling in class, like they want you to improve, or they want to help you with your form, or like they want to see you succeed. It's not about like no one is poking fun at you or making you feel less than because you can't do this or you can't perform this move or you can't do whatever. I want you guys to talk a little bit about that too, because I know we talked about it when we were walking through, but tell me a little bit about like the modifications that you have in class and like what fitness levels you like to attract.
So we want all fitness levels. Every workout, I'll specifically start with the lift side. Lift side is what I program, and yes, it's what I call prescription on the screen, but I'm still 9 months postpartum, so I even modify what I'm actually writing. I just started getting back into jumping again and doing burpees and like full out burpees, and letting the client see that it's okay to take it where it's at. Hey, take the cardio out. Focus on your strength. Are you trying to build muscle? Like, don't do any of the cardio. Instead of doing 8 reps, maybe you're going for 10 if you're going lighter. And the instructors give the knowledge to the clients in the class what they need. Like, where you're at today, what do you want to do, what do you want to achieve, here's how you can change the workout up. And I think in the beginning, our clients are a little scared to leave the prescription, but every time I go into class, like, someone is always modifying where they need to serve themselves in that moment.
So basically, whether it's your first time coming in or you've been coming since we opened, I mean, you're going to get the workout that you want for that day. Whether, there's always options to, like Sam said, take the jump out, go lighter. Our instructors are so knowledgeable that they can give a modification or an advancement. If you are crushing what you're doing, well, they're going to come over and try to challenge you in some way.
We never want you to walk out defeated from a class. A workout class should never defeat you. It should challenge you and push you, but you should walk out like, man, that was hard, but like I did it. I might have not gotten 4 rounds, but I did 3 rounds, and they were the best 3 rounds I've done in a month. Like, heck yeah. And that's why that's how we program those classes.
Cool. So, let's say I live in the area and I want to come try you guys out. How do I do it?
The easiest way is to just go on our website, which is h2kfitness.com, and if you've never been there before, you can try out the 3 free classes. So you sign up, try out the 3 classes, come in. We know you'll love it. And then, there's options from there to go once you have tried those out.
Awesome. So I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for doing this with me. And thank you for being so flexible with this format, because, again, this is brand new for me, too. I will link your website in the show notes, so if anybody does have questions. Also, are you guys on social media?
We are on Instagram. We do have a TikTok. We're still learning that. That is very new to us. And Facebook. It's H2K _fitness _Frisco.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you again.
I'm so excited. Anyone who's listening, I hope you guys, if you are local, even if you're not local, come up from Dallas, drive past the wall that is 635, come check out H2K, tell all of your friends about it. I know a lot of my friends and a lot of people are moving here too, so I will make sure that whenever we publish this episode that we're tagging Frisco too, so you guys can see. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to these wonderful ladies. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. I loved recording it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to biggirlpantspod@gmail.com. And have a great day. Bye.